Welcome back to Nerds R Us, where anyone can be a kid. I'm Tyler, and I'm joined by one of my co-hosts today, Mr. T. Haas.
What up, what up?
Yeah, I couldn't make it today. He had to do some dick sucking in the meantime in Colorado, so you're down to just the double teaming of the Tylers today.
T squared coming at you.
T squared coming at you, Eiffel Tower, all fucking day. Anyway, what are we talking about today? We're talking about some music. Music of our generation, music of past generations, weird ass fucking Japanese music we've been into. Yes, what was the fucking the band or the artist that you first heard or listened to, you were like, oh my god, music?
Probably Skid Row.
Skid Row, really?
Yeah, my parents were hair metal fans. So.
Yeah, but they were like two hits?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are good ass two fucking hits, but so you're like in your late 20s, and I'm in my early 20s, but we both love 80s music. What's like your favorite 80s like music, band, artist?
Man, that's a tough one.
It is a fucking solid decade of music.
Yeah. Ooh.
For me, it depends on my mood, because if I'm like into something like in a metal mood, I'll be like, boom, hit me up with some fucking Metallica.
Right.
Like anything fucking like Justice for All and past, I'm all about that shit.
Yeah, their older stuff was way better.
Dude, Kill 'Em All was great. Fucking Master of Puppets was great.
All up to about Black Album, and then shit started changing.
Yeah, and then they got a little too weird and shit. Any pop artists from the 80s that you liked?
Oh, Michael Jackson.
Well, everybody liked Michael Jackson, yeah. He was the king of pop and the king of children, man. Yeah, dude. Allegedly. Yeah, out of court settlement, allegedly.
Yeah.
I don't know. The shit about that is like everybody who's like condemning people for like sexual abuse and stuff like these nowadays, they still get in their car and like rock some Michael Jackson. Like, what's it proven?
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, all right, well, like he made good music, but like there's a real possibility that shit happened. No. Yeah,
I mean,
but
it could have.
It could have. I'm not saying the data wasn't there, but it's definitely, if that shit had come out nowadays, he would have been fucking done.
Oh, yeah.
He would have been done. What about, I don't know, so it was Skid Row for you? Because I remember the first time I actually didn't like music when I was a kid. I was all about like TV. I know, fucking weird, right? I was like really into TV and cartoons, and I just didn't really get why people like listen to music.
See, I was the opposite. I was listening to music and never watched any TV or anything for a while.
Well, I was at the library one day, and I saw a Kiss Greatest Hits album at the library, and I didn't know who they were, and so I was like, Dad, who are these fagtards? Doofy ass fucking makeup and shit, and he was like, you don't fucking talk shit about Kiss. Kiss is life. And so I fucking listened to Kiss, and that was like the first band that like blew.
I think Kiss was one of the first ones too, for me.
Dude, they like blew my mind. And then I just fucking, from there, I went to like Guns N' Roses and fucking all that shit. And then I remember I got really sick of 80s music because like a lot of 80s music is copies of other 80s music. There's a lot of fucking copy bands that came out at that time.
Yeah.
But then I heard Nirvana for the first time, which was like the anti-80s music.
Yeah, it was like way different.
It was way different. I was like, oh man, like I can't tell if these guys are actually really good like musicians or if they can't play their instruments at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of Nirvana for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of like they are like the poster face of 90s music, which makes them like an easy target for not liking them. Same thing with like Pearl Jam too.
Yeah, I never really got into them.
You never got a Pearl Jam?
Songs I'd listen to. But...
Yeah, I mean, they have like one album that's like solid all around, but after that they had like hits, but not any like solid albums. But every band kind of just has like, well, at least most bands have like one album where every fucking song on the album is like amazing.
Yeah.
Like Appetite for Destruction. There's not a single song on that album that's bad.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but then all their other albums, they had good songs, but they weren't great albums.
Yeah.
I don't know, anything you've been into lately? Any fucking new music that's popping up? I don't know, every time I hear anything that's like...
I've been listening to a lot of G-Eazy, to be honest.
G-Eazy?
Yeah, some Post Malone here and
I've
there.
never listened to G-Eazy. I don't think I've ever
really... It came up
really...
and it wasn't bad, but, I mean, it's not great.
Anytime I listen to like any like new school rap, I'm like, dude.
Besides this fucking beef going on between MGK and Eminem.
Dude, I fucking was like... I was just waiting.
He
fucking destroyed him, dude. I was like damn, dude, like when he fucking like he's like said something about like you don't want to end up like Ja Rule, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, I forgot he like fucked Ja Rule like in the ass, and like ruined him.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, diss rap used to be like such a big deal. It's not a thing that happens really anymore.
No, I think he's trying to bring it back.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, he was like the fucking master of it. I mean, you take out Ja
where he got
Rule
his name, dude.
and almost fucking destroyed fucking 50 Cent too.
Yeah.
Back in the day. I mean, yeah, but nobody really does. I don't know. Nobody like pits out any rap nowadays, like new artist wise, that really ever impresses me.
No, none of it's good. It's all just mumbling and bullshit.
Yeah, it's all just mumbling and bullshit and stuff like that. I mean, except for the newest one that I've liked so far was probably just Childish Gambino.
He's pretty good.
Because he actually pits out like stuff that's like lyrically good and has good catchy beats instead of stuff that is just has catchy beats with shitty raps over it.
Yeah. And Hobson's still doing pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
went shit yet.
Yeah. He's like still like somehow underground though, which is super weird.
I know, he got like sort of big for a second and then
yeah, because he put out those Ill Mind to the Hobsons like videos, and like after number 8 he really blew up, and then like did hear from him after that.
Yeah.
Which was super surprising. I don't know, any like metal from the 2000s that you've been into?
I don't know, newer stuff I just haven't been listening to.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say like August Burns Red and like Lamb of God. Well, Lamb of God might have come around in the 90s, I'm not sure, but I remember really like them blowing up in the 2000s.
I've been listening to a lot of Issues.
You like Issues?
Yeah.
They got a real like that kind of pop metal's really fucking blown up in the last couple of years, like, because I think like for first band I remember hearing doing something like that.
A Day to Remember.
A Day to Remember, yeah.
Everybody's first pop punk band.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, like, yeah, there's not really much metal that comes out nowadays. Although I did get into to baby metal recently.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Which every metal fan who just listened to this fucking podcast like, fucking, you listen to baby metal?
Yeah, right.
It's not real metal. And it's like, yeah, you're right. You know what, dude? It's like, it's not. It's clearly like it's cool because it's like a gimmick. It's the gimmick that makes it cool. If it wasn't 3 Japanese like 12-year-old girls like singing pop lyrics over the metal track, then it would just be a metal song, and it would have just faded out with all the other fucking shitty metal songs.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, for every good metal song that comes out, there are a shitty 1,000 metal songs that come out.
Yeah, it's not going so well anymore.
No, it's like metal's not big.
I was kind of disappointed with Parkway's new album.
Yeah, they got a little too, like, butt rocky. Yeah. They got a little too Five Finger Death Punchy. And I remember I really liked Five Finger Death Punch when they first came out. Because they were kind of, like, edgy. And they were, like, hardcore. Like, I'll punch you in the face. And I was like, yeah. And then, like, after the 3rd album of listening to them punching people in the face, I was like, alright, I'm pretty much fucking over this bullshit.
Yeah, it was the same shit for, like, 10 albums.
Yeah. So, like, when I hear a song of theirs, I'm kind of just like, okay. Like, it's exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
No surprise. Yeah, I was really into Avenged Sevenfold for a long time, too.
But I've never been a huge fan of them.
Really? A lot of, like, metal fans don't like, because they do, like, very theatrical metal.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because, like, at the same time, they'll be like, Alice Cooper's my jam. And it's like, he's, like, the fucking king of, like, theatrical metal. But
yeah, I like Alice Cooper.
Yeah, it's so fucking weird that he is like a pro golfer and shit like that.
Really?
Did you ever know that?
No,
yeah, he has like a fucking like a PGA Pro card, and it's like an amazing golfer.
That's cool.
And he lives in Arizona. He actually lives like a couple miles away from where my in-laws live, apparently.
Oh, that's dope.
I was like, breaking down.
Gonna go knock on his door.
Now, I know you're not a super huge fan of like comedy music, but I fucking love comedy music.
Depends. I listen to it occasionally, but I'm not like always listening to it.
What's some comedy music? Do you like Weird Al?
Yeah, Weird Al's good.
Yeah, what's your favorite Weird Al song?
Riding Dirty or White and Nerdy.
White and Nerdy.
Yeah, White and Nerdy or Amish Paradise probably.
Amish Paradise is my favorite, but I also like the one he did, the Star Wars one.
Yeah, that was good.
That one's really good. Yeah.
Or Royals cover was pretty funny.
Yeah, that one was really good. Like I thought, like when he came out with that new album, I was like, he's still putting out albums, and it was actually like a really good album.
Yeah, it was a banger.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I really hope one day they give him the opportunity to play the fucking Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh, that'd be legit.
That would be so fucking great, dude. And I'd also like to see Tenacious D play the Super Bowl.
I'd like to see Tenacious D do something again.
Yeah, I know.
Hopefully the Pick of Destiny 2 wasn't just a rumor.
Is that a fucking
Yeah, I
rumor
saw
that's
something going around about it.
What?
So,
well, dude, that movie like fucking like did not do well in the theaters, which of course it didn't. I mean, it's
no
it's a
one's,
total
like, gonna watch
fucking
it.
home movie for people who are either into metal or smoking pot,
yeah.
or both. But yeah, dude, Tenacious D, man, they were like probably one of the first comedy bands I remember listening to. I was like, oh my god, like comedy music can be good music. Like it can.
I think
be...
my first was Steve Lynch. I think
Who's
that's
Steve
his name.
Lynch?
He's just a kind of like Rodney Carrington, except more general music instead of country.
Mm.
So he just does comedy music,
Oh.
like stand-up comedy with it.
Okay. Oh yeah. Rodney Lynch. He's in a
If
show.
I were gay,
Yeah.
I would give you my whole being.
I like speaking of country and comedy. Do you like Wheeler Walker Jr.?
Oh God, yeah. I
Dude,
like my
that
Pussy in Boots.
I like Pussy in Boots and fucking got finger up my ass and send me pictures on my cell phone.
Yeah, there's some good ones.
Yeah, he's like apparently they like won't sell his album in Walmart and stuff like
Well,
that.
I wonder why.
Well, yeah, but like I don't know, I was listening to this podcast that he was on, and he was saying like even though people don't buy CDs, it's really hard to make it as a country artist if your CD isn't in Walmart, because people who listen to country music still buy CDs from Walmart.
Yeah,
Which is
that
like
makes sense.
Yeah, I mean it does make sense, but at
That's
the
their
same
like
time,
home base.
I'm like, who the fuck buys CDs anymore?
Yeah, literally, no one buys CDs.
No one buys CDs. Every time I go to the fucking like the Walmart or something like that, I'm like, why is this aisle even here? Like,
It takes up 3 aisles of space for no reason.
yeah, and it's just like there's so many fucking bands on there I've never heard of before. Like I remember when I got my first Walkman, like that was a big fucking deal.
Yeah, I carried that thing everywhere with
Yeah,
me.
it was like it was like carrying around a frisbee in your pocket.
Yeah, if you
It
could fit it in your pocket.
If you could fit it in your pocket.
I had like
yeah.
one windbreaker that had just enough room for it to sit in, and it zipped up so it wouldn't fall out.
Yeah,
It was
well, I remember
perfect.
they had when they came out the ones
The
that like
clip.
clipped onto your belt, which now that I look back, I'm like, man, that was like the most unstylish fucking shit I've ever seen in my life. But there was not a single person who wasn't fucking clipping up their Walkman.
Same thing when phones came out with phone clips like that.
Yeah.
Everybody had one, but
Every-
it looked tarded.
You look retarded, and now when you see somebody with one, you're like, fucking, the future is
Douche.
now, old man.
It's 2018.
Yeah, so what's your thoughts? Because like you could say that internet kind of ruined music because
I don't think it was the internet.
people weren't paying for music anymore.
That was part of it, but they don't make a lot of their money off that because of the record labels. They take the majority of their money they get off all the sales from their music.
Yeah, that's true.
Anything related to their music in general besides concerts, they don't get a big cut of. They get
Yeah.
all their money from doing shows.
I actually found out that when Smashing Pumpkins was Warner Brothers and CDs first started coming out, that they were like, because we don't know what the future of CDs are going to be, we can only pay you 10 cents on the dollar for each
It's almost
album.
about the same
And I was
thing.
like, what?
Yeah, they only get pennies on the dollar for a song buy from iTunes.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there any like kind of unknown indie bands that you've really been fucking jamming or that you've been into in the past?
I like City and Color. Not a lot of people have ever heard of them.
I've heard of them. I have never really listened to them. They kind of came out around that time where like a lot of bands like what was that one band? Something in Pilots and not 21.
Stone Temple Pilots?
No, they Steve. No, I fucking love Stone Temple Pilots. Although their singer's dead now, so
Yeah.
there's no reunion coming out
Damn.
anytime soon. No, something like Airwaves and Airplanes or some
Oh,
shit
Angels
like
and
that.
Airwaves.
Angels and
Yeah.
Airwaves, that's what it was. And I was like, this fucking whiny bullshit.
Yeah, that was a shit band.
Yeah, the shit band, and there was like a time like in the mid fucking 2000s where like nothing but like whiny bands were coming out,
All
and
the
they were
emo
always
bands.
around like in the metal scene, and I was like, what is this? Like, no, it's art. I'm like, no, dude, it's just a guy whining, like it's
Crying
not-
and playing guitar.
Yeah, boom, dude, welcome to the fucking 90s. Like, it's been done. I
Yeah.
don't know. What about? I know you're like a huge fucking Led Zeppelin fan.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who's not a huge Led Zeppelin fan, feel free to fucking kill yourself because
Fuck you.
dude, they're so good.
Yeah.
There was not
They
like
put out way too many good songs, albums, like.
yeah, they had a lot of like solid albums. It's so fucking crazy that they were like what?
Like
They were
any
only a
of their
band
numbered
for...
albums were all bangers,
Oh,
like
yeah.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
What's your favorite of their songs?
Oh,
Mine's probably Dazed and Confused.
that's a pretty good one. Maybe Dire Maker, Cashmere, or The Ocean. Probably my
Ooh,
top
The
3.
Ocean's good. Yeah, I know, it's so weird that they were only a band for like what, like
A
7,
decade,
8 years.
almost. Yeah, it
Were
was
they a
pretty
band? Because
close.
John Bonham would have died in what, like
89.
1989?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I thought it was
89.
80 or 79.
Maybe one of those. It was somewhere right there.
Yeah, well, I know they definitely broke up because he died.
Yeah.
And they would have broke up like late 70s, so they would have been around that time. I know, I'm a little bummed. Like, I understand why they didn't keep making music after that, but at the same time, I was like, get a new drummer and make new songs.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
But he kind of, I mean,
their
you
sound
couldn't
would've
have
been
the
different.
band without any of them.
No, exactly. I mean, that's what happened to Avenged Sevenfold for me when their drummer died. They like released one album after he died that they had like completely written while he was still alive, and I was like, this album is great. Like, I still had like high hopes for them, and their next album I was just like,
Crap,
this is
yeah.
fucking garbage. Like, it seemed a lot like a Metallica ripoff, but not even like a good Metallica ripoff, and I was
Shit.
like, this is not for me anymore.
Yeah.
I'm fucking over it. I don't know. I've also been kind of listening to like a lot of lo-fi hip hop lately.
Yeah, it's getting pretty popular.
It's kind of, yeah, it's really blown up out of nowhere, but I didn't even know. Well, first of all, I thought it was lo-fi hip hop because I thought it was like Luffy from One Piece.
Oh, yeah.
And so my dumb ass was like, oh, it's anime hip hop. That's sick. Which it's not, apparently. I found that out fucking later, but because the first one I had listened to was like a Cowboy Bebop like remixed one, and then
dope.
it would put in lines from the anime like in breakdowns and stuff like that of the song, and I was like, anime and fucking sick beats, like that's my jam. And now I still listen to a lot of lo-fi hip hop that doesn't have like anime words in it and stuff like that, and it's still really good. But a little part of me was disappointed that it wasn't like an anime
hip hop, yeah.
anime hip hop, like, because that sounds fucking sick. I don't know. There's a lot of the good thing about anime, or not anime hip hop, lo-fi hip hop is like it is a good thing to, like, if you need to like work on something or do something, it's like the perfect music to put in the background.
Yeah, it's just
Because
mellow.
it's not too like impeding or whatever, and it very rarely has any type of lyrics.
Yeah. Makes it easy to concentrate.
Yeah, which is weird because like at the same time, like I also hate like hip hop, and I also don't like remixes usually.
Yeah.
And although those fucking Rick and Morty remixes that keep coming out, those...
Speaking of which, I'm dropping one on SoundCloud soon. Scary Terry, what's up?
Scary Terry, what's up? Check it out. What's your fucking username?
Pyramid, Pyromid.
Alright, he made that in junior high, obviously.
No.
No.
I made that last year.
Yeah, that was junior high.
In my mind.
Yeah, in your mind, exactly. I don't know. I've been listening to a lot of like I'm kind of getting bored. Not to sound so much like a fucking like an anime expo type guy, but I've been really getting bored of American music and getting into like, I've noticed that if I listen to like music from like Asian countries, like especially like South Korea and Japan.
You can do math?
I can do math, yeah. Yeah, I can figure out that most of those girls that I think are like somewhat attractive later on, I'll find out they're 12.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you gotta be real fucking careful about that shit. But like everything that I like about the 80s and 90s, just like in the last like 5-6 years, barely hit like the Koreas and Japans. And so it's like I can just go back and all their pop music just sounds like 80s pop.
Yeah,
and
it's cool.
all their metal is like 80s thrash metal.
Yeah, it's
and shit, which
legit.
is like, I don't fucking have a clue what they're saying. And like,
true.
there's been a lot of times where I'm like, this sounds super catchy. I wonder what the lyrics mean. I look it up and I'm like, that's fucking stupid. Like, I like baby metal, but their song "Gimme Chocolate,"
Yeah,
it's like,
that one's bad.
yeah, like it's a super cool, catchy song. But then you look up the lyrics and it's like, oh, can I eat this chocolate? No, I don't want to get fat. I like chocolate, 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 chocolate.
Yeah.
That's like the whole song, and I'm like, wow, that is depressing. But it's also like the first time I looked up the lyrics to "Du Hast" by fucking Rammstein. And it's
Yeah.
like, you
hate.
you hate
You hate me.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, this is very like less threatening and cool than I thought it was gonna be originally. And I remember when I came out, I was like, this band's of Satan, fucking metal. And that was
Just
at a
bunch of
time,
homos.
yeah. And that was at a time when like my parents wouldn't let me listen to certain music because they were super into being religious at the time.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
how I
like,
started growing up.
yeah, which fucking sucked trying to hide like I remember when System of a Down first came out, I wasn't allowed to listen to System of a Down.
Same with me for Linkin Park.
Linkin Park, yeah, I've never actually.
Hybrid Theory, I couldn't get that CD. My mom wouldn't let me have it.
That's insane. Although I'm not a big Linkin Park fan.
Me neither.
Yeah, there were a lot of good memes that came out, like it sucks that dude killed himself, but there were a lot of good memes that came out
Yeah.
about it. I was like, oh man, and a lot of people were butthurt about the memes, and I was like, yeah, but maybe like they're
Don't be
expressing,
butthurt?
yeah, don't be butthurt, like they're maybe sad about it, and this is the only way they know how to express it or something. I don't know. I wasn't sad about it, but I've known musicians that have died that when they died, I was like, oh my god, like that guy's not making music anymore. Like,
Yeah,
what?
same.
That's gonna happen? And it didn't happen for me for a long time because a lot of the music I listened to, all the guys were already dead.
Yeah,
The
Led
fucking
Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin, Jim Morrison, Hendrix, fucking Kurt Cobain, like all of them were like dead already, and so I never had to fucking worry about that. But then, yeah, all these guys just started fucking dropping like flies.
That's been insane.
Yeah, super duper insane. I don't know. Last second thought, real quick. Like, if you had the ability to go back and
Zeppelin.
see any, hold on,
In the O2 Arena.
yeah, any three bands in one concert. So like one band comes on, plays exactly 10 songs. The next band comes on, exactly 10 songs. Three bands that are no longer playing or around, still active in the music scene, that you could see in one concert.
The Birds.
The Birds, really?
The Birds.
The Yardbirds? Or just the Birds?
The Yardbirds.
I mean, either way, you're going to
Yeah.
get Eric Clapton in there, which is a
Depends
fucking...
on the time area.
Yeah.
There was all the great guitarists were part of that for a while.
Yeah, Jeff Beck, and fucking there were a couple others.
Jimmy Page.
Jimmy Page, yeah.
I would do that, and then probably Zeppelin, of course. And then... Damn, I don't know if there's another one worth it.
Another one worth your time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
They're
mean...
still kind of alive and doing it. Like, even Rolling Stones did a show, like, last year
Yeah,
or
okay.
something.
So, like, let's say you had to fill your, like, your third slot with a band that's still doing music, but in their prime.
No, you know, I'd bring back Alexis on Fire. None of them are dead, but they kind of, like, disbanded.
Alexis on Fire? I've
Yeah,
never
it's
heard
one of
of
my
them.
favorites.
Really?
Yeah.
What do they do, like metal or
It's kind of hardcore metal.
kind of hard metal?
Yeah.
Okay. I would probably do Zeppelin, of course.
Obvious.
Obviously on the list. I would love to see a Cream reunion.
I didn't think about Freddie Mercury, but...
Not
yeah.
Queen, Cream.
Oh.
But
Yeah,
also, yeah,
Cream
Queen.
would be
Queen
sick.
would be cool too. I would fit either one of those in my second slot.
Yeah.
And probably on my third slot, just because it'd be cool. I'd like to bring Kurt Cobain back from the dead and have a Nirvana reunion. Just because it's like, dude, I mean, like, I understand why people don't like Nirvana, but at the same time, it's like they fucking changed music.
Yeah.
They
did.
completely, like,
Brought it
even
into
though
the
they
era.
were, like, you know, part of a corporation and stuff, they really, like, kind of was like, fuck all this 80s, like, corporate bullshit.
Yeah.
Because there was, like, a time in the 80s where they were just, like, manufacturing bands. They were like, you, three black-haired guys, one blonde guy, you're in a band. And it was like, what? No, like, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, he kind of brought up indie artists.
Yeah, it really brought up fucking, I mean, lots of good 90s bands would have never blown up if they had not blown up first. I mean, Alice in Chains, fucking Pearl Jam, fucking Radiohead, all those, like, big grunge bands, they would have been nothing if, like, Nirvana hadn't blown up first.
Yep, they got it out there. Indie music is just as good.
Sometimes. Sometimes it's fucking garbage.
It can be.
Sometimes
That's
the
the
shit...
point. It has the ability.
Sometimes, yeah, it has the potential, but sometimes, yeah, definitely, like, some garbage passes through that's, like, not musically talented at all, and I'm like,
Like Macklemore.
yeah, right. And then it's like, No, you don't understand. They're indie. It's their indie sound. I'm like, their indie sound is garbage.
Yeah, their indie sound is a 14-year-old fucking Windows computer.
Yeah.
Not being able to process.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, guys. Well, I think that's the end of our episode for today. But thanks so much for listening. Even though we were one man down, we really appreciate it. In the meantime, check us out on nerdsrs.com. That's NRDSRUS.com. And you can also find us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagrams and all those places. Also, check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/nerdsrs and go ahead and send $2 our way and get a sweet shout out on the podcast. But in the meantime, thanks so much for listening and stay classy and stay nerdy.